CCC family, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today we're going to learn how to make the easiest rainbow ever. This is totally beginner friendly. I'm doing a lot of beginner friendly videos lately just because, you know, sometimes it's just nice to be able to sit down and crochet and not have to think about it so hard. Like, just to be able to sit down and make something beautiful. You don't need a pattern, you don't need anything, it's that easy. So this isn't necessarily just for beginners. This can be for people who've crocheted for a long time and maybe have never made a rainbow. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. I do want to ask you to please hit that notify me bell below so you can get notified of my future videos. Please subscribe, like, share. Sharing helps so much. Please do that. It helps a whole bunch and I appreciate it. Okay, so let's get into our material list. So today we're going to need a pair of scissors. I am using a 4.25 millimeter hook. Just remember that you can use any yarn or any size hook that you want to for this project. You can make it with bulky yarn, you can make it with small yarn. This is just what I'm using. And this is actually right here. This is a mandala that I had it had turned into little balls, and I was using scrap yarn for this, but it is a mandala, different colors for that Lion brand. And this is Lion brand also, and this is what I'm going to be using today. This is just a variegated yarn, so we're not going to be changing colors, but I will show you how to do that as well. Okay, but the variegated yarn looks pretty for this as well. Now this is a weight 3 yarn, and this was, I think, a weight 3 yarn as well. If not, it was a 4, but either way, like I said, you can use anything you want. Again, it's a 4.25 millimeter hook, and you will need a darning needle for the end. Now, I'm going to show you, we've seen a lot of videos floating around Instagram, on TikTok about people cutting these tassels. It's so amazing to me what people love to watch, but isn't it satisfying? So today, I am going to show you how to do that with a pair of these, okay? So these are just Fiskars. This is a rotary cutter. So a lot of people use this kind of stuff for fabric when they're making quilting. And then, of course, I've got a sewing quilt board under here. If you don't have a sewing quilt board or you don't have one of these, that's fine. You can use scissors. You absolutely don't need this, but I just want to show you how to do it just in case, okay? You have these things. So, all right, let's get into the tutorial. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a magic circle. And if you are not familiar with any of the stitches in this video, I do say that it is beginner, but there are some stitches in here that you might not know how to do, or that you might not know how to do a magic circle, or maybe you don't know how to hold your yarn or your hook yet. Please look in the description box below. I have a beginner video especially for that, okay? Okay, just like that. That's our magic circle. And we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That counts as our first double crochet. Then we're going to go back into the circle and we're going to do 11 more double crochets for a total of 12. And so now we're going to pull our circle tight and we're going to slip stitch into the first chain of 3 we did, the top of that. We're going to slip stitch right there. Okay, just like that. So we're not going to be working in the round. We're going to be closing with a slip stitch for each row. Okay, so now you're going to chain 3. And you're going to, now at this point you could have changed colors, okay? And I want to show you how to do that real quick. It's going to be odd. I'm going to pull in, okay, so what you would do is, all right, if you were going to change colors, you would take this down, this last double crochet that you did, okay, take that out, and then start that again. But there at the end, instead of going through these last 2, you're going to bring in your new color like this, and then you would slip stitch with that new color like that, and then you would keep going, okay? Chain 3 and then keep going. And that's what you would do for every row if you were changing colors, okay? But I'm not doing that because I'm using a variegated yarn, but I did want to show you, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do like we were doing before. I'm just going to slip stitch to close. Then I'm going to chain 3. And then in that same spot, I'm going to put another double crochet. And then in the next stitch, I'm going to put 2 double crochets. And in the next stitch, I'm going to put 2 double crochets. And I'm going to put 2 double crochets in each stitch all the way around for a count of 24, okay? Just like that. So you keep putting 2 double crochets in each stitch around, and when we get close to the end, I'll meet you back up. Okay, so we're working our last 2 double crochets. I did 1, and now I'm going to do 1 more. And then we're going to slip stitch to close on the top of that first chain of 3, just like that, okay? Then you're going to chain 3 again. And you're going to go into your next stitch. So you're not going to work in this one now. You're going to go into the next one and you're going to put 1 double crochet. Okay, so technically that's 2 because we count this first one as a double crochet. And then we're going to go into our next stitch. Into that same stitch and put another double crochet. Okay, so we've got 1 double crochet and then we have 2. Then you're going to go into your next stitch and put 1 double crochet. And then you're going to go into the next and put 2 double crochets. And each round should increase by 12 because we started out with 12. So we had 12, then we had 24, and then you would just keep increasing by 12, okay? So we did 1 double crochet, 2, 1, 2, and that's our sequence for this round. So again, 1 double crochet, and then 2, okay? So keep working that all the way around and I'll meet you back up. We just finished our last 2 double crochets of this round and we're going to slip stitch to the top of our chain of 3. And then we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to go into our next stitch and put a double crochet. So we've got 2 double crochets, and into the next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So there's 2. And then the next stitch, we're going to put 1 double crochet, and the next 1 double crochet, and in the next 2 double crochets. Okay? And that's the same sequence you're going to follow all the way around. So again, you're going to put 1 double crochet, and in the next 1 double crochet, and in the next 2 double crochets. And when we get done with this round, I'll meet you back up. Okay, so again, we're on our last stitch here, and we're going to make sure that there's 2 double crochets there. That's what you should land on, is 2. And then we're going to slip stitch into the top of this chain of 3. Okay, then you're going to chain 3. And then you're going to, in the next stitch, put 1 double crochet. And in the next stitch, 1 double crochet. And because this first double crochet this first chain of 3 counted as a double crochet, we now have 3. And then our next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets. So as you can see, we're increasing with every round. And then again, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. And then 1 and 2 in the same spot. And again, 1 single crochet, double crochet, another double crochet, another double crochet, and then 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Okay, so do that all the way around. When you get close to the end, we'll meet back up. Okay, so we ended on our 2 double crochets. So we're going to slip stitch to the top of our chain of 3. Then we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to put a double crochet in our next stitch, a double crochet in our next stitch, and a double crochet in our next stitch. And that leaves 4 because this counted as a double crochet, our chain of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the next stitch, we're going to put 2. 1 and 2. And then again, we're going to double crochet 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in the next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets. And then 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to put 2. So just keep doing that all the way around, and then when we get close to the end, I'll meet you back up. Okay, so we just finished. I'm going to do one more double crochet in our last stitch here. So that's our 2. And then we're going to slip stitch to the top of our chain of 3. Okay, so by this time you should know how to do increases. As you can see, we just keep doing increases until we get to the size of the rainbow that we want. Okay, so we just ended on 4 and 2. That was our sequence. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4 single double crochets, and then in one stitch we did 2 double crochets. So in the next round you would do 5 and then 2, and in the next round you would do 6 and 2 and 7 and 2. So you would just keep going to make it as big as you want. You can make a huge rainbow, okay? But now for this one, I just want to show you for this size right here. And so this is approximately, with the hanger and the tassels, this is approximately 10.5 inches long. And then it is about 9 inches wide. Okay, so that's what this size is with going up to. Okay, so I started with, here was my 12, then I did 2 in each, which was 24, and then I did 1 and 2 for my sequence, 1 double crochet and then 2 for my increase, and then I did 2 and 2, 3 and 2, 4 and 2, 5 and 2, 6 and 2, 7 and 2. Okay, and that made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rounds. Okay, so this is what I'm going to make a mini one for today. Otherwise the video would be so long, but I'm still going to show you how to do these tassels, and I'm going to show you how to cut everything off and join it. Okay, so basically this will be our mini one. So what you're going to do, if you're looking at the circle, to turn it into a rainbow, all you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half just like this, and then you're going to sew around the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep this on this working yarn right here, and I'm going to fold it. I'm going to put this right there in the middle. It doesn't need to be worked in or cut off because it's going to be in the middle, but I'm going to fold it right where this is going to start. Okay, because I'm going to use this to close up the top. So I'm going to keep this right on my hook. I'm going to go into this first stitch right here, and I'm going to join it with a slip stitch. And then I'm going to go into my next, and I just want to try to get to the top of those V's. Okay, so right here you're looking at the side. You want to get on the top of the V and go under both of those, and then go to my other side and do a slip stitch. And you're just going to keep doing this all the way over till it's totally closed. And this slip stitch going through both of those V's there make a beautiful finished look right there. And you can even stuff these if you want. I don't really have the need to do that, but you could definitely stuff them to make them, you know, more puffy or whatever. So you would, when you got all the way over here and you just had a little bit left, you could stuff them with stuffing and then keep sewing down. That's totally up to you. So you're just trying to line this up the best you can. It may not be perfect, that's okay. Okay, and into this last one. All right, and then we're all done, and now we can cut off. Just like that. And now we've got a tiny little rainbow. Okay. And now I want to show you how to put the hanger on the very top, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to find the middle part of your rainbow here. And I'm going to put my stick pin right down in the middle. So right here is the middle of our rainbow. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to take, because believe it or not, it's kind of hard to get these hangers on where they're right where they should be. So this is right here on the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over 3. I'm going to bring this yarn back in, just like this. Then I'm going to chain 15, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And then I'm going to count 3 on this side. And I'm going to go right in there. And I'm going to put a slip stitch. Okay. And there you've got your little hanger on the top. So you can bring that in and cut off. You can take out your darning needle. And then of course you would need to work in these ends at the very top, but now you have a little hanger, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the tassels for the bottom. Now, of course, for this one, I made the tassels match the actual colors as they went, okay? So for each round, it got 1 tassel to match that color. And it's going to be the same on this one. It's just that we're not going to change colors. We're just going to use the variegated yarn and make tassels, okay? But so that got a tassel, this round got a tassel, 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 tassel. And then right here in the middle, where we did the middle of the 12, we're going to put 2 tassels there. And then, because if we don't, because that's a wider space, it's going to leave a space. So you put 2 there and then continue on with 1 tassel per color or per round, okay? So what we're going to do is you can take a book or anything you like. I'm going to take, I have a little sketch pad here I'm going to take, just like this. And I like to make my tassels pretty long, so you can use whatever you want. But I'm going to wrap around 10 times. Okay, so I've gone around 10 times, and then I'm going to take it off the book just like this. Okay, and then I've got this left, and then I'm going to cut off. I'm going to cut off that long piece there. Okay, and then you're going to take your hook. You're going to go into either the corresponding color or the round. You're not going to cut anything yet. You're going to leave this just as it is. You're going to pull this through. Just like this. Find the middle with your finger and then pull this through. Pull that through the middle and then pull tight. Just like that, okay? And you've got a tassel, okay? So I'm going to keep doing tassels going all the way down. And then we're going to meet back up. We're going to cut our ends, and I'm going to show you how to make this finished, okay? Okay, so we finished all of our tassels. Isn't it beautiful? But of course, we've got all these ends now that we need to cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to start cutting all these ends. Now, you can do this as you go as well, so you don't have to do it here at the end. But this is just the way I do it. And when you do that, sometimes little pieces will come off. That's okay. So I just go around and take a bunch and just kind of go through. And then I feel with my fingernails because there's usually more left in there. And like I said, I just like to do mine at the end, but you don't have to do that. And then of course, when you cut it, this will make them go away as well. But I just like to do it first just to see where I'm at with my shortest pieces. So I think that's good, and if we're missing any, we'll find them here in a little bit. And so now what I like to do is I kind of square off the sides like this. So we kind of get them in a row here, and then I take a ruler. You can take anything you want. You could take a piece of cardboard, anything. And I get to the length that I want for my tassels. And like I said, I like mine kind of long, but you can make them even longer. You just need to make sure that the ends match up if you want them really long, because sometimes things can be shorter than others. So I want mine right there. So I'm going to take my ruler, leave it there, and I'm going to turn this on by pressing that button there. I'm going to make sure this is nice and straight, and I'm going to push down really hard with my finger onto the ruler, and I'm carefully going to go across and cut, keeping this away from my fingers. And then I'm going to go back this way, making sure I get everything. And then it should all just pull back. Isn't that lovely and easy? Way better than cutting. And then voila, we've got some straight lines there. Now, sometimes at the very end, it might be a little bit longer. So I like to just cut a little bit at the very ends. And that's just because I'm a perfectionist. You don't have to do that. But the ends seem to be a little bit longer because you brought them in towards the front. So I just do that like that. And look at that, you got a beautiful little rainbow. Now, you could definitely make the rainbow even smaller, make the tassels smaller, and turn it into a keychain. These are beautiful wall hangings. You can make them huge, small, medium. Like I said, they make wonderful gifts. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I think it turned out lovely, and I will see you again soon. Don't forget to do those wonderful things like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you need any help at all, you can obviously comment below on my YouTube video right here, and I will respond as quickly as I possibly can. I try to get to anyone's questions or comments. But you can also find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and I have a Gmail. So have a great day, guys. I'll see you again soon. Happy crocheting. Bye-bye.